السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. A general subject, not directly related to the verses, but very general. It is a common practice among the community, not only among Muslim community or all communities, believing communities or non-believing communities, try to encourage people to do certain actions. As far as the Muslim community is concerned, they say we have to encourage people to do good things, and we should prevent them from doing bad things. That is correct, but we understand that it can be done through correcting their activities, their actions. Example, if someone is not praying, just encourage the person to pray. Or if someone is telling a lie or stealing, prevent him from stealing or prevent him from telling a lie. And that is the way of correcting people's wrong actions. But when we look at the teachings of the Qur'an, Qur'an says, give advice to the people with the mildest language and with wisdom. Quran doesn't say that we should correct people's actions. And in the life of the Prophet also, when we look at his experience in this world, when he sees that something is going wrong in the community, depending on the period, Meccan period is different from Medinian period. Meccan period, there was no correction. He wasn't correcting anybody's any action at all, because there were no rules anyways. He was just teaching the main message of the Quran in general. That's what we are doing. We are studying most of the Meccan verses. We see no action mentioned. And we don't see even God's name and God's commandments, God's wills mentioned either. As we have been emphasizing on the importance of the content of the earlier revelation, it is mostly concentrating on the nature of the creation, what is happening around there, and emphasizing the transience of this world, and not acting on its own, and it is not a permanent place, permanent existence. Even the earlier revelations were not really concentrating on introducing God to people. It is interesting. Just introducing the reality of this existence. I mean, that was the main experience and teachings of the Quran for 13 years. 13 years. And then with the second phase of the prophetic mission changed, and he was not really correcting people. It's so interesting that he wasn't really correcting his own children, his own wives, or nothing. He wasn't correcting the actions of the people. But when he saw something is going on wrong, he wasn't being personal to anyone, saying, finger pointing that you did something wrong, don't do it again. Or, oh, you did excellent, good, I appreciate it. The others should take a lesson from your action. No. He wasn't really pinpointing on any particular action of a particular person. But when he saw that there is something going on in the community wrong, he used to stand up and give a sermon. We know that the sermon is given on the Fridays, but it wasn't the habit of the Prophet. Yes, definitely on Fridays, but not on Fridays. He used to stand up and remind the people general principles of the teachings of the Quran. That is very important. General teachings of the, if you like, ethic of the Quran or belief system of the Quran. So the actions are expected to be corrected according to the fundamental understanding of one's existence, but not one's being. For example, giving an extreme example, a person is caught while he was stealing. What the secular society does is to put him in jail. So he will be sorry for what he has done. And in jail, there is nothing to steal. Right? But it is not the way of the teachings of the Quran in general. It doesn't mean that there is no rule to protect the rights of the society. That these are different. Quran does not punish anybody. This is very important. It may be new for you. For his personal mistake. Quran teaches how to protect the rights of the community, society, and punishes people not because they have done something wrong, because they have transgressed the right of the community. For example, I didn't pray. Does the Quran introduce any way of punishment because I didn't pray in this world? No. But typical example, simple and typical example. If I drink at home, does the Quran introduces any code of punishment? Penal code? I am drinking at home. No. When I go out and transgress the rights of the society, when expressing myself as a drunken man in the society, to protect the dignity of the society and human dignity in the society, not to be a bad example to other people, as if you are encouraging them, you can do the same thing. To protect the right of the society, Qur'an gives the punishment. Whatever the punishment is, this prescribed in the teachings of the Qur'an or in the practical life of the messenger of God. These are interesting points that we usually misunderstand, that Qur'an has rules and penal codes to punish people because of their mistakes. No. God says, leave them to me. I will deal with them, but you are responsible to take care of the order, law and order in the society, to protect the rights of the society. For example, I don't want my child, even myself, to live in a society there are drunken people walking around. I don't want them. I don't want to see them. But if someone drinks at home without letting anybody know or doesn't pray, then the Quran doesn't introduce any penal code for it. These are important points, that if either one person wants to correct himself or herself, for example, you keep doing something wrong, you are uncomfortable with it. Or let's say you are a responsible person in a family life, parents or somebody is something in charge of a community or school or anything, the students in the school, what is the best way of correcting people? Correcting their actions? What is that? How can you correct people?
By educating them.
Educating them in?
For example.
Yeah.
Right. Displaying example, right. Educating through example.
How do you display example?
Be the change you want to be, so you kind of display
For
that.
example, somebody keeps stealing.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't steal. But how are you going to educate this person? Being an example, I don't steal, okay?
Maybe if you offer them money or something?
Good. Speak. Offer him money.
Right.
Okay, he gets the money, he gets to steal. Is it the cure? Oh, it's a temporary thing. We said, okay, thank you very much. And it's a profession that keeps stealing again. How can you educate people? If someone doesn't pray, how can you help him?
You could probably bring them to the masjid and say to
But
watch.
bringing them to the masjid,
They
he
don't
will
have to
hate
pray, They
you.
can just watch.
Sorry?
They don't have to pray, they can just watch.
Watch and look at the people they do. But what are they doing? They are stupid, just coming up and down, up and down. What are they doing? It's ridiculous. Seeing other people praying doesn't make me pray. So when you go to a Catholic church, I don't know, I didn't hear you. When you go to a Catholic church, they have lots of rituals. When you look at them, will you be doing the same things in your life because you have seen the people doing that? It's not a solution.
I think by understanding the reason why.
Yeah. Now, we have to educate people in their worldview. We have to educate ourselves in our worldview. For example, let's say I want to wake up. I want to keep my room tidy, but I don't. How can I make myself keep my room tidy? I have to educate myself. I have to believe in it. How I should believe? I should educate myself in a way that the creator of the universe and me and the meaning of my existence, depending on the quality of my creator, He creates everything in a tidy way. How can I be irrespectful of his action in this world as being created by him and given the consciousness of what he's doing in this world? So if I am really convinced that I am created and there is a purpose in my existence, and my creator is the one who displays his quality of being a tidy creator, I cannot really oppose his quality. So we call it belief education is the only solution. So if you feel that, well, I want to pray 5 times a day, I know I want to miss my prayer, it is the wish of many people. If you are a Muslim, your prayer. If you are a Christian, I will never miss any mass in the church and I would go. It's the same thing. How are you going to convince yourself that you are going to, you won't miss any prayer? You have to understand what worship is. So don't try to encourage people, come on, pray, let's pray together, come on, ad'ayya ala salah, or something like that. Okay, they may be shy, you know. They join you and they pray with you, but afterwards they leave because they are not convinced. So main teachings of the Quran is very simple. Very simple. What is that? Very simple. Who we are, who the owner of the universe is, and what is the relationship between me and him. So I understand that if someone does not question his existence, no one can help this man. You can make him memorize the Quran, you can make him pray 5 times a day, but these are just traditions. I mean, everybody, if he was grown up in a Hindu community, he would be following the Hindu tradition equally. Because he was grown up in a Muslim community, he is following the Muslim tradition. Now, what he is doing is not important. Why he is doing what he is doing? Because he is following the tradition of the community he is born into. There is no difference between, for example, if a child is grown in an atheist family or atheist community, what he will do, he will use the same terminology, he will follow the tradition of that society or that family culture. If only he questions, he wouldn't get out of it. So there is no difference between being born into a Muslim community or in an atheist community. If you don't question yourself and if you don't really come up with your own conclusions. That is why when we look at the earlier revelations of the Quran was establishing a worldview, certain worldview for the people of that time. But it is a universal message, then you can universalize this message. This is not only the earlier community. In your own growing, in the earliest stage of your own development, you have to do the same thing, personally, right now. Educate yourself. First, who am I here? If someone does not question the existence, you cannot help it. you can make him a very religious person, but you cannot help him really. That's what I understood from studying the Quran, looking at the Quran, teaching.
When you say to educate yourself, is it how do we educate the value or the belief into ourselves and to someone? Like, if I'm a little lost there.
I can try. So
not always I hear what you said.
So I hear two questions in that. First question is, how do we educate ourselves with the belief and values? And the second question is, how do we educate someone else with the belief and the values? Is that right?
This is the extension of the first question.
Yeah.
If you have the answer to the first question, and then you can get the answer for the second question, because you can do only what you could do for yourself. So it is very simple. But ready, huh? It's a very surprising answer. You have to question existence. Yourself. Who you are. What you are. What are you here? Your existence, It's very simple. What does it mean that I do exist? What does it mean for you, for me? If someone, we repeat on very frequently, this one, if someone does not question the existence of anything, this person can never get the truth. That's a very big challenging claim to me. If, for example, you may study something very serious, and it happens in this way, it's so interesting, so strange, well, amazing. We got the result in the lab, but sort of huge labs, there are huge labs and very, very precise detectors, something like that. We found out that let's say, particles are acting in this way, this kind of, or biological progress, or going on the process going on in the living bodies, those cells. We found out that the cell acts in this way and that way. Okay. Have you questioned the existence of that phenomenon? How come it happens? You can have a lot of information, but you go nowhere with the information. And these people, to me, most of the scientists are as ignorant as ordinary men working in the sanitary section. They never question the existence of anything that they found. How come that it exists? Because, very simple, they never question their existence. How come then I exist? What does it mean for me? So when you question your existence, Qur'an starts speaking to you. That's very interesting. Otherwise, if you don't question yourself, your being, Qur'an doesn't speak to you. What do you get from the Qur'an? Information. Quran says this, Quran narrates this. Information, nothing to do with you. Information, external. And I have to do this action again. Why do you have to do it? Because Quran says so. Quran is a sacred book, the word of God. And also the same thing for Christians, because the Bible says so. Because the Bible is the word of God. There's no difference. I challenge you to understand this. There is no difference between a person who follows Buddhist tradition and Christian tradition and Islamic tradition, just because they understand that this world is mysterious and the religion is in general correct. So I have to follow the religion or obey the laws of the religion, practice of the religion. Look at the same mentality, regardless of being an atheist, being Buddhist, being Christian, being Muslim. Same mentality works there. It is very dangerous and very important. Never miss this point. It may strike you, it may really cause you some confusion because you never heard this kind of things. We keep saying that, Alhamdulillah, we are Muslims. So this kind of language, which I never really approve it. The Christians say the same thing. Alhamdulillah, hallelujah, we are Christians. Buddhists say the same thing. Or the people who don't know the truth in our religion, but my religion is the best. Without questioning your reality, your being, you cannot get the message of the Quran. You can get information from the Quran. You can get Arabic language, grammar rules, or amazing structure of the eloquence of the Quran. You can admire the eloquence of the Quran as the people admire Shakespeare's writings. Oh, how beautiful, how amazing it is. Or, okay, what is it to do with you? It does, these are very important points. It does no good for you, only consolidates your bigotry in a certain religion, regardless of the nature of the religion. What is our religion is Tawhid religion. Who said that my religion is not that good, but I follow it? Have you ever seen anybody? Have you ever seen those people who don't follow in the religion? They say atheists. I mean, it's a general title. Okay, they say because atheism is the truth, that's why we follow. They don't say atheism doesn't make sense, but I will be atheist. Have you ever seen any person like that? So why do we keep saying that I am the best because I'm following Islam? Because Islam is the best. Why? Because Islam is the best. So how do we understand what is really true? Only by questioning yourself, questioning the nature of existence, and trying to understand which kind of message you get from the existence, from these beings, and coming to a certain conclusion. That is why Quran early revelations are heavily concentrated on the nature of the creation of this world. If you don't question the nature of the creation of this world, it wasn't the right expression. Nature of this world, this existence. If you don't question the nature of this existence, how are you going to understand the message of the Quran? You don't question it. It gives the answer, you don't question it. What do you get? You get cultural information. Say, in the Quran, it says so. External. External. The Quran says this. For example, we are going to, because I was, most of the classical translations said about the verse. Now let's come to our subject slowly. The 8th verse of the Tawkir, chapter Tawkir, or the unfolding. And when the girl buried alive is asked. Last week we had a wonderful discussion, and yeah, and it was very enlightening for me. Almost every commentator say the same thing: when the girl buried alive. But what I studied afterwards, with the mawuda, something is buried alive, not girl. But because the nature, grammatic nature of it female, people historically contextualized it, and because there is some narrations that some people buried the girl, it was about this. But you can easily understand it referring to nufus, وإذا النفوس زوجت. When the souls are united, زوجت. So nufus also is female in Arabic. You can say وإذا الموءودة سئلت, when the nufus are buried alive. But I've never heard this, because most of the traditional approach to the Quran is try to understand the Quran within its historical context of the first generation, or the first addressee of the people. So audience. During that time, there were some people in one or two tribes, not very general practice. It doesn't mean that there were no girls in Arabian Peninsula, because whoever they had the girl baby, they buried there, and there is no women anymore. There is no such practice at all. Some people in certain tribes occasionally practice this, and the Quran cannot be really talking about that particular event. As we talked last week here and discussed this, it was wonderful. There is no one who buries the girl baby now alive. Have you seen anybody who buries the baby girl alive, puts it in the sand, covers it up? I've never seen it. So it must be understood at a universal level. So when the things which are buried alive, it means nufus, human qualities, are buried alive. It means, no, it's very important. Let me give you an example. When the potentiality in a seed, maybe in a cell, it will grow into something else, but it is alive. It needs a certain atmosphere that it will grow and display. The following verse will say this. One of the following verses will express it. Explicitly will say it. So when they grow, don't let them display their qualities, but kill them. So we understood last week that when you bury your potentiality while it is active, alive, before giving these potentiality the opportunity to grow into ability, it means your qualities are buried alive. What was wrong with it? What crime that potentiality for what crime that potentiality was killed? Why did you kill it? What was wrong with it? So we have the potentiality to get to know our Creator with all it is, the Creator's qualities, because every quality within my potentiality is given to me by my Creator in order to grow into a tree, like a seed growing into a tree. Seed doesn't seem to be anything. When you look at a seed, if you have never seen which kind of tree or plant comes out of this seed, no one can ever guess what it is going to grow into. No one. No way. After it grows, it is a cherry seed or cherry tree. But the seed doesn't show anything. Even you can decipher the DNA of the seed or the cell of the seed, but you don't know what it's going to be. So if you don't let it grow, you kill it. So, and the Quran says, what was wrong with that you killed that? Why didn't you let it grow? Why didn't you try to cultivate it? Why? It means very simple, very simple. Why did not yourself educate and let your human qualities to develop? How can we do that? This question, your question, very simple. Does your existence, but don't take it personally. If you don't want to answer, don't answer. Have you ever thought of your existence? What does it mean for me? Have you ever thought of the existence of anything that you encounter? Air, light, I don't know, you are drinking something now, juice, or whatever. But it's all right. Yeah, drink it, don't worry. So how come that? What does it mean for me? Its existence. What does its existence mean to me? What am I in connection with this stuff that you are drinking? She's drinking something. Yes, so it's all right. Yes, of course we are in contact with the universe. That's what we are created, and I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah. So, have you ever thought of the existence of this relationship? What is happening? Why am I giving this kind of life? Type of life, this kind of life. If you never question, you will never get answer from the Quran or from anywhere. Never. So,
I have a question.
yeah.
So you're saying that like if a person does not maximize their potential abilities, is that what you're saying this means?
But I'm emphasizing on the importance of how you can maximize your potentiality.
Right.
How can you do that? When questioning, without questioning, you cannot get the answer. Even you have the answer. If you didn't have the question in your mind, you would never realize that it is an answer to your question. Do you understand?
I'm kind of confused. I mean, there are two ways to look at this. For this one, I mean, most of the times I've always heard that it was like the girl being buried alive. And I understand it's not that common, but I also hear that like in India it still occurs. And also like it could probably mean abortion, which is still common.
No.
I mean, I feel like it's just very different from like maximizing your potential.
No, that's because the word
person.
girl is historical.
Right.
It doesn't say girl. For example, nufus is also female. Does it say when souls? But the previous word, read the word 7, does it say when girl souls? No. But it is female as well, as Mewuda is female too.
Okay, so and when souls are reunited, right? But I feel like I'm still confused as to what and when the girl is.
No,
Oh, okay.
forget about girl.
So how would you translate that?
So when anything buried alive,
Okay.
anything buried alive, but
Can that mean like for example?
so yeah, as far as you are concerned, if you will think about yourself, reflect on your own existence, you will first notice that, am I burying alive my human qualities?
So can it also mean like, for example, when you're buried alive, like for example, people that are like that take intoxicants and stuff, and in that way they're burying themselves?
But it is secondary. Intoxication is, for example, you say that I never drank in my life, okay? It doesn't mean much. I could have, but it happened that I didn't drink because of the certain influence of the certain culture, not because I was a good man. Because in the culture that I grew in, the drinking was really very bad. So under the influence of the culture, I didn't drink. But it is not a virtue for me.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think because I never got drunk and makes up myself drunk, and so that I didn't use my reasoning power, so I did well? Don't you ever see? Have you not ever seen any atheist person who has never drunk? That's all right. There's nothing. My not drinking and his not drinking are the equal. So what is the difference? It doesn't solve. These are secondary. If you like, these are the outcome of the first stage. If we don't pay attention on the first stage, we cannot go into the second stage at all.
What exactly is the first stage? You're saying that by questioning our existence?
Questioning the existence of everything,
Okay.
and looking for an answer. So when you question and look for an answer, Qur'an says, I am the answer to your questions. Now, other sources don't say that I am the answer to your questions. They say, I am the guide for your religious requirements. They don't encourage questioning. Be careful. Even scientists, so they look intelligent people, they look questioning people, question the matter itself, how it acts. They never question the matter, how it came into existence. And they never question any quality that they found in the matter that they are dealing with. They study, they investigate. How come this quality comes into existence? They say, something acts in this way. This plant grows like this. This animal feeds on something that I found out, no one knew. That's the first time I discovered it. Okay, what does it mean? What does it mean? For example, they may find a chemical composition which is helpful for your, let's say, for your brain. Okay. This is the man who found this medicine which cures the certain disease of the brain. Okay. Do you think it is a virtue for this man? No. He never quit. If mostly the general practice, if he never questioned, what does it mean?
That's going to cure the brain, right?
Sorry?
So you're saying that, for example, a doctor or someone like found the cure for the brain, right? So if you question, is that what you were saying?
No, anything, the existence of anything.
No, but I feel like, for example, if a doctor found a cure for like the brain or something, the answer for that would be it helps people.
What do you mean help people? Okay, he helps me and I die. What does it mean? It is a cheating word. Help people. Help. If you want to help people, you have to help people's potentiality to grow into the real purpose of their existence. Why human qualities are given certain potentialities. We are full of potentialities. We use one or two of them. But thousands of potentialities we have, but we use only one or two of them, and none of them, generally in the secular societies, in the secular education system, none of the human potentiality is helped, or the secular system, secular education system helps human being to grow the human potentiality into the path that this potentiality is given to it, to the person, for this purpose, and we are reaching it. They say this is a very cheating language. That I'm glad that you said it. Help the human beings.
How would you define it?
What does it mean? Helping the human beings. What? My humanity needs help, not my animal side. If my humanity doesn't have meaning for me, what am I going to do with the hand for the health of mine? Okay, I will die at the end and go into annihilation, according to secular mentality. What is good for it? Nothing. At the end, well, you know, the person lived in this world for 60 years, but he was going to die, but they discovered a new medicine. He extended his life to 80 years. Okay? He lived 20 more years. What did he do during these 20 more years? He lived like an animal, not a human being. Is it to help? Is it really helping human beings? It is cheating language. Don't buy it. Be careful.
How would you define it? I mean, like, for example, you're saying they use your ability to help
So
people find their...
Who are you? Who are you? Have you ever thought of yourself? Who am I? Huh? Don't say I'm a Muslim and I will laugh at it. So who am I? Have you ever thought that, what am I?
I mean, I believe I did when I was like a teenager.
No, I don't know. Have you ever thought of it? What is that? What does existence mean to me? Have you ever thought of it? Then you will understand the value of the existence of your potentialities. Why are they there? Why am I giving these kind of potentialities? They are waiting to grow, and I never grow them. What is the purpose of the existence of human qualities? What is it? Ultimately, to die?
But when I say help people, I need like helping others, right? To serve the community.
No. Help yourself first. Don't go into another. So helping others. What do you mean helping others? For example, I gave you the example. You are still buying this cheap language. Help human beings, others.
You're saying you're defining it as helping people find their...
What do you mean helping people? What do you mean by helping people? Don't play with the same language as the atheists do.
Define it for me. I don't know.
No, you don't know. Yeah, I'm sure you don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't repeat it. Because helping human beings to help them achieve the purpose of their existence. My purpose of existence is not to live in this world for 100 years and die and go into annihilation. Can't be my purpose of existence. My purpose of existence to live in this world healthy and die healthy and go into annihilation, meaningless. Have you ever thought of...
So can we define it as our purpose is to help? No, I won't use help. So our purpose is to aid others in...
Aid others?
No, like...
Ridiculous language.
So our purpose is really to worship God, right?
Sorry? What do you mean worship God? Well, who's God? Don't jump. Question the existence of your qualities, and then you will try to get answers to the questions. if you don't have questions, you just brought the vocabulary from your culture, said, worship God. It is ridiculous language. What do you mean by worshiping God? Why should you worship God? What is God? Who is God? Where did you get this idea of God? Where did you get it? You heard from the culture. They don't mean anything. So don't get disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
No, okay,
I'm
you are
trying to find the
courageous
answer.
enough
I don't
to ask the
think I know
question. But I think, is it the first time you are joining
This
this?
is my first time.
Sorry?
This is my first time.
Your first time, huh?
Right.
Yeah, that's obvious. So, I challenge this. I challenge. But I challenge, but I love challenging questions. But I don't appreciate cultural defense.
I don't think I'm trying to get the answer. I'm not really.
So it is, but I'm saying the answer is, if you don't have the question, you will never get the answer. So there's no answer.
But I am questioning, aren't I?
Well, now, what are the questions? We are saying about worshiping God.
No,
It's not
I'm
a question.
For example, once you realize what your abilities are, right?
So question it. Go home. I'm serious. Go home. Look, I have several questions. As far as I know, I have some potentialities. Potential. I can do this. I can do that. Why am I given all these qualities?
And then what do we do with them?
Yeah, what am I going to do with it? How come that they exist?
Right.
So what does it mean for me? What am I going to do with them? I am a conscious being. I am aware of my existence. What does it mean? Why am I aware of my existence? Why am I aware of the qualities of my existence? Why? Have you ever questioned that?
And once I find the answer to that, what do I do with it?
No, but first ask the question. So without asking the question and really getting in, how do you say, puzzled mind and saying, what am I going to do with me, with myself? Well, and then come to this class, you will get the answer. So if you go and speak to the people in the masjid, you will never get the answer. Oh, we are a Muslim, so we have to worship God. We are created to worship God. And that's the best religion, the only religion, monotheist religion, with really strict and monotheist ideas. Nothing but claims. So have the questions. Look, okay. Ladies know it. Without having the pain, you cannot give birth to a child. Without having the pain of questions, you cannot have a child born. So how can I have the pain? I'm not pregnant, right? How can I have the pain so that I will have a child? No, nothing happens. I have to be pregnant with my questions, so they will really cause pain in my being. What does it mean really? What does it mean really? And then you start receiving the message. And you can get it, but you may not be able to name it. Quran puts the name for it. And the guide is you have to direct yourself to get the right answer. But if someone doesn't ask the question, Quran doesn't speak to him. Although he may read the Quran, but the Quran doesn't speak to him. He reads the literature, wonderful literature, amazing literature. It is not the word of God, guiding word of God. So if you like, we have to be pregnant with the questions. And the questions should disturb us. We cannot say that, Alhamdulillah, I prayed today, I didn't miss any of my prayers. Alhamdulillah, I'm a good Muslim, practicing Muslim, mashallah. Yeah, and also I recited some pieces from the Quran. Well, my day was okay. I mean, It may be good for some people, but not for you. You have to question. Okay,
Okay, I have one question.
but you don't know the method we are following here. Because you have to follow the method of reasoning here, and then you have the question. If you don't know the method, because we follow here a method which only doesn't accept any pre-accepted concept, right? And then and also we don't speak to Muslims. In this class, we don't speak to Muslims. We speak to human beings. Human side of it, not Muslim side of us. So if you are aware of it, then you can ask the question, my human side asks this, bothers me. And what is the answer to it? Then we can talk. Otherwise, in this class, only in this class, after the class, we will pray and everything will be changed upside down. Upside down.
The soil. Our soil.
Sorry?
Our soil.
Didn't get it, man.
Soil.
Sorry?
Soil.
Yeah.
I don't know soil. I don't know what you mean by soil.
What's the question?
Is a male, and he was saying the female soil.
Oh.
Soul, man. No.
Soul.
Okay, this is not soil. This is soul, spirit.
Yes, spirit. Is it male or female?
But it is in Arabic language. Do you know Arabic language?
Yes.
Otherwise, you wouldn't ask this question. No, just forget about it. It is grammatically female pattern. That's it. It is nothing to do male or female in Arabic. Maybe you can understand this much. In Arabic language, the sun is female, the moon is male. But not you understand from female, this group is female and this group is male. It's nothing to do with it. It's a grammar. So forget about it. I guess that the question will be relevant. Yeah.
I was kind of wondering what that is, because then when you say, and when the girl.
Not the girl.
I know it's wrong.
So it is general translation, but we said it is wrong. Yeah.
I know it's the wrong translation.
Yeah.
So in the Arabic, the mauda means things.
Sorry?
What is it? Means things.
Anything buried alive is called maw'ida.
Okay, so anything that's been buried is called that.
Yeah.
And then it's saying the thing that has been buried, the word
Alive.
is referencing a feminine structure.
Feminine structure, yeah, you got it. Thank you. Makes it clear. So let's do one more verse. When the records are displayed, records are displayed. It's beautiful, isn't it? What does it mean? The records are displayed. Let's say it's okay.
So my assumption is that is when the truth or reality is exposed to me.
So, I mean, as a general language, I endorse it. But what is the truth? What is the reality? How am I going to interact with the truth? How am I going to interact with the reality? Records. Look, I'm not going to force you further, but I'm going to give you some of my reflections. Everything in this existence has a record of
its past existence.
Sorry?
Its past existence?
No, that's the physical side of it. Has the record of the qualities of its maker. Right? For example, you may have an art, and any art. Yep. So when you look at the matter itself, it is recording what?
The vision of the artist.
Sorry?
The vision of the artist.
It was qualities of the artist. So it is recorded there. Now, look at the creation. Look at the word. Look at the word. Have you ever seen anything which does not include the record of the qualities of its maker? An answer?
Nothing. No.
Everything exists, reflects or includes the qualities of its maker in its existence. That's why when you question it, you will see the qualities in everything. Everything. You may not be a physicist or a chemist. Look at the tree, look at the mountain, look at the clouds, look at the rain, the drop of water. It has endless qualities recorded in its existence. Unless you question, I'm coming to you, right? Unless you question it, what does it mean to you? Don't want to speak. Yeah, that's good. I like courageous people. Yeah, courageous, courageous. Yeah, people. So challenge it, but don't come to the. The traditional language irritates me, but any questioning, human questioning, really helps me understand the Quran better. So when you question anything, for example, you ate something, it was delicious. Well, how come that? What does it mean that it is delicious? Why? Why is it delicious? But the pre-accepted religiosity says Allah made it delicious. How do you know? Have you questioned? Have you questioned? It is a borrowing from the culture. This is an external information. It is not your conclusion. It is external information. It happened that this information fits your nature so that you don't reject. But if you go to a Jewish community, the Christian community, whatever the community you go, they will have the same attitude. They will say, this is the grace of Jesus. You say, this is the grace of God. But they will have the same comfort in their belief as you have. Because it is not the result of this conclusion, is not the result of your own investigation. Yeah. Since we use this example, I will carry on using it. Is it same to give a birth to a baby yourself or adopt a child? Adopt a child, somebody else's child.
It's different.
Sorry?
It's different.
It's different, isn't it? Yeah. Our culture mostly indoctrinates us, teaches us to adopt the baby. Not that I will give birth to the baby. Do you understand the analogy?
Yes.
Yeah. So every conclusion, we have to come and reach this conclusion as a result of our own pain of pregnancy. Otherwise, you can only adopt a child and you cannot really relate it. It is always external to you. So every new generation, what does the new generation do? Question it, young people, when they are young. And I say, this is my child. And new generation says, no, you adopted it. This is not your child. Do you understand? This is not your child. You adopted it. They reject your claim of holding the truth. That's why new generation is nowadays very rapidly running away from belief system. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to ask on the question of purpose and understanding one's purpose. Just the way you described it, to one of the conclusions that I'm reaching is that it's impossible for us to truly know or truly understand one another's purpose. Like I can fully understand my own purpose because I can question my own existence, and I have direct firsthand experience of my own existence and my qualities. But at best, I can only approximate that for you. I could only describe my qualities for you. I couldn't give you that experience.
Correct.
So does that mean?
I agree.
Does that mean then we can only really truly know our own purpose, and our understanding of another's purpose can only be at best an approximation?
Approximation, yeah. That's correct. I agree.
And so similarly, in terms of kind of the development of ideas, you can only, I kind of see now what you're saying, that you can really only truly believe by going through your own process of questioning, because it has to be your pain. It can't be somebody else's.
Exactly. I agree. Totally. Now, you were in the class from the beginning. That was excellent. Yeah. How did we? Because this class is really.
It's not graded, is it?
Sorry.
You're saying it's not graded, is it?
No. This class needs to be precise, precision, and consistency. Not only once, and the second week we are not here, and the third week you come here, and it doesn't educate. So we are developing a certain worldview of belief system, giving or approaching the belief system from different perspectives, taking different examples and practices, doing different practices. But as the Quran does, if someone asks you, what does the Quran teach you? One thing, who you are. That's it. That's it, who you are. Get to know yourself. You will know your creator, because the qualities of the creator is recorded in your being. Now, if someone else does not question and become pregnant with his questions, not her, his, they become pregnant with his questions and have the pain of birth or pregnancy, you cannot teach this person anything. If you go through the same process, then you can share, but only as at best approximation. You cannot really feel the same thing, because every creature, every human being is uniquely created. There are no two human beings which are equal. Impossible. That is the record of the absoluteness of the Creator. Everybody is human being, but none of them is equal to the other. No, that's it. So let's come back. Again, if you want to help me, even you want to teach me in approximation, I agree with it. If you want to help me, don't feed me, spoon feed me. No, don't spoon feed me. Tell me, do you have questions? Ask the question. Let's talk about it if you have the question. That if someone says, yes, I have a question, I'm getting ready to go on Hajj. I don't know what to do. Go to the masjid, man. So imams know it much better than I do, so forget about it. Existential questions. Existential questions. That's why, for example, when the records are displayed, traditionally, how do we understand it? All your actions are recorded, so that to guarantee that God will not forget it. You never know. We may confuse. There are billions of people, as if, and they are recorded. And at the judgment day, come here, Qasim, come here. Yeah, where is your record? Yeah, I don't know. But let me see your record. As if God will say, it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So if it is a creator, your creator, he wouldn't need the record of any actions. He is the one who is giving existence to that action. So he is the absolute one. So to understand it in this way, we never refer to it. Yeah, your actions are recorded. Don't forget, if you do some things in secret in the room, don't think that no one has seen it, but God saw it, man. It is not the answer. How do we know? So if you don't know who God is, who you are, what your actions are, this doesn't make sense. It is nothing more than allegory. The God is sitting in a huge kursi, they call it in the language of the Quran. And they said, come, everybody, come, one by one. Yeah. Put your record. Okay, pass. You go this way. And it is ridiculous. It doesn't reflect the reality of the existence. Look at the existence. Everything is perfectly manifested. Everything. But there is no authority order that go this way, this building, get down, knock it down. No. Everything is a perfect order, demonstrating that it is a perfect conscious action. And you have to question, how come this universe exists as it is? So when the records are displayed, it means all the qualities of the Creator manifested in the things became evident, obvious. Then the records are displayed. The reality was this. I never thought of it. Or I get a little bit glimpse of it. Not really. That is the way we should understand that the things are manifesting the qualities of their existence, their Creator, and see them how they refer to the qualities of their existence. So come to yourself, your records will be displayed. It means as much as you are concerned now, don't go to the hereafter. Hereafter is far away. Now Quran speaks to you. And Quran is telling you that you have to display the records as much as you can right now. Become aware of these records. It means the aspect of the creation, the aspect of the being, which manifests the qualities of its maker. You have to make it, display it in front of it, must open it. How it works? Very simple. As the seed grows into a tree, I say, the qualities are there. These are the qualities. So the difference between the matter itself and your consciousness of the qualities of the makers manifested in it there. So the matter is the seed. If you are conscious of the qualities manifested in the matter, the seed is not seed anymore. It is a tree for you, pointing to the qualities of its maker. Do you understand that much? It is beautiful. When you update it or bring the verse to your practical life right now, it makes sense. Otherwise, relating to an unknown word, I don't know, after I die, I will see it. Oh, you're too late, man. You have to see it now. That's why we call it, we study the Quran here and now. But this is in the class, okay? Well, after the class, you may have, but we have to stop. Maybe the time is getting late. Well, after the class, you may have your religious life. It's all right, we will pray now. Yeah. Would you like to say something? The time. You remind me the time. Yes, at the latest 8:15. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi hurmati sirri surati. Thank you. Inshallah, I'll see you Saturday. If not, next Thursday. We have Saturdays. Yeah, okay.